I don't think that there should be any debates. I do not think that the President of the United States has comported himself in a way that anybody should, and that has any association with truth, evidence, data, and facts. I wouldn't legitimize a conversation with him.
Well, really, she was actually Mika proven. 100%
words.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, especially on the basis of the fact that the president doesn't work with facts. He lies out of the box, and if you can't have a buzzer stop him, and you can't force him to stay within the realm of facts, how can you have a debate? How can you have a debate that would further our democracy, which is part of the process of our democracy? We did not have that last night. Joining us now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of California. Madam Speaker, your thoughts on what happened last night, and what would you call it?
Well, it was really a sad night for our country in that the President of the United States would not disassociate himself from white supremacists, some terrorists in our country. I lost a lot of sleep last night over that one fact. But I did know that he has never respected the dignity of his office, and he demonstrated that last night. I think one thing he did present was the authenticity of who he is, with disregard for bringing our country together, with any knowledge of the challenge we face in the coronavirus crisis, with catering to his base by saying what he said about the Proud Boys and white supremacists. Actually, he's moved. In Charlottesville, we were disgusted when he said there are good people on both sides. This time, he didn't even grant that to the other side. And so this was a very sad occasion. I think we have to be prayerful. Yesterday, I began the day with a group of interfaith people led by Sister Simone Campbell, of course, and others, though, who were having a day of prayer of unity for our country, that we could come together to meet the needs of the American people. Clearly, with this president, our prayers, either we're not praying hard enough or they're just not working, but some kind of intervention is necessary. And if his family, for his personal health, or his Republican associates, for the good of their party and our country, don't want to intervene, then the election has to be the major intervention on this president's behavior.
Should there be, Madam Speaker, should there be more debates, given that the president broke all the rules that he agreed to during this debate last night?
Well, as you know, I never thought that he would, that anybody should reduce themselves to being on the stage with him, because we know what his behavior was going to be like. I'm just sorry that they didn't turn off the microphone when it was Joe Biden's turn to speak and turn it on when it was the president's turn to speak, and we would have not had this disruption. You would have thought that would have been a simple thing to do. But, you know, he's been enabled his whole life, and now the American people are paying a price for the fact that no one has ever said to him, no. And this is so tragic, because I pray for him every day. I pray for the personal security of him and his family. I pray that God will open his heart to the goodness of the American people, so that we can come together, e pluribus unum, from anyone that our founders gave us guidance to do. But when you see the behavior, just the lack of respect for the office that he holds, the indignity of but what you saw really was authenticity. You saw his authenticity, and you saw Joe Biden's authenticity. And I just think the contrast was so great. I just wish it could have been more focused on the fact that he is trying to deprive people of their pre-existing conditions, that he was a total and is a total failure when it comes to addressing the coronavirus crisis, that while he can talk about the economy all he wants, but tens of millions of people have filed for unemployment insurance, that we want our children to go to school, yes, but safely, and our economy to open up, but safely. You know, we, the American people, deserve that discussion to happen. And what is the vision each person has for the future? Elections are about the future. What about the future? What is your vision? What are your priorities? How do you intend to get it done? And how are you connecting heart to heart with the American people, addressing their kitchen table concerns? Instead, we saw a political nervous breakdown, a meltdown, and a appeal to his part of his base. I don't think that his whole base are that way, but I do think all the people who are that way voted for him.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.